we are looking and we are reaching out to like-minded political actors, political parties, because we are interested in the transformation of Kenya and looking at 2022 and beyond, well beyond 2022. So yes, indeed, our colleagues in ODM and other like-minded political parties are some of the ones that we'll be reaching out to. The path we chart is not just for Central Kenya. We add value to the national conversation about how we create jobs, how we increase incomes of the wonderful people of Kenya. So it's not just a Central Kenya question. And you're right, we as governors, we play a critical role in the country, in the country's architecture today. And therefore, in the committee or in the community of leadership that ought to be bringing forward ideas to transform Kenya, we must stand up front and be counted with the rest of the leadership. So indeed, for example, the presidential candidate who nominates, now previously in the way the law is, it's only political parties who nominate, and therefore it would be better for the future that coalitions have the same rights as political parties so that they can nominate candidates and that the coalitions are themselves on the ballot box. So indeed we support those improvements. Firstly, it is the character of the campaigning, and that is why we have been on record very, very strongly advocating for civil campaigns, for proper campaigns based on ideas as opposed to posturing or name calling, and we stand by that and call on all other political actors to emulate the same, because the tone at the top matters a lot.
Our campaign and how it has been structured has oftentimes been ethnic based, and to that extent we have ethnic mobilization, which sometimes leads to isolation and profiling and all those things. But I guess everybody who looks at the character of this year's campaign, I think it is possible to see that there is a departure from that. That you see, even if you think of Mt Kenya, you have people from both sides actively, which I think is a very good safeguard to ensure that nobody is profiled. So we do not anticipate any chaos, and more importantly, we'll do everything to ensure it doesn't happen. But also more significantly is the fact that when parties are competing, one will be 50.1, 49.65%. That is when you're likely to see issues. So I think for the part that we represent, we are targeting not less than about 60%. Because this margin of victory is what brings, lots of talk and trying to imagine the 100 vote would have made a difference. The victory must be decisive, both in terms of numbers in Parliament, numbers in Senate, and also the universal numbers. Then lastly also is for all the candidates from MC all the way to the top is to pledge also that they will conduct their campaigns within the guidelines provided by the law, and also for the law enforcement officers to apply the law without favor to all the people who are concerned. So I think when you allow small things to happen, they grow in number. So I think we need to arrest any form of incitement, any form of ethnic profiling, any form of leaders buying even alcohol to their supporters so that they create a particular scene. Those are early things that we can be able to address. But I think also I'm very optimistic. I do not see any violence in my opinion. When it is clear that victory is going in one side, violence is less likely. But when we are on that weighing scale, then things are likely to be difficult. So I think it's up to us really also to engineer an outcome that also brings surety. Then lastly is with respect to IEBC, we also want to urge IEBC, all issues that ought to be streamlined before the election. It's very important, that particular committee that had been formed by the government, so that nobody raises issues after the elections. The issues regarding the electoral process should be raised before the elections so that you have an opportunity to clarify.
And I can assure you the pre-coalition we are making here is not based on an ethnic strength. We should be reaching out to parties outside this bloc, outside the Mt Kenya region. We would like it to be a national national coalitions that are able to forge national unity for this country. And I think that would be very, very, very important to demand that parties also, propagate an ideology that is nationalistic and that brings national unity, national cohesion, and doesn't allow ethnicity to become the issue in the formulation of political parties. I think that would be very, very important. Lastly, I think the issue of regular briefs to the citizens. What we saw in 2013 when I chaired the transition, those regular briefs with the media every Monday and telling Kenyans, this is the way things are. We have challenges here in IBC. We have challenges here in security. These are hotspots. We are doing this. Get Kenyans to be part and parcel of the process of the elections, even in terms of logistics, in terms of security, in terms of containing those warlords who are likely to, because they will still emerge, and action must be taken. Ruthless action must be taken against those who want to destabilize, our national security and our national, interest as a country, so that the elections don't become, an avenue for cycles of violence every year. We should be focusing on economics. I know the details that we'll be giving out is on our economic agenda in the pre-coalition that we are making. We want this nation to start focusing on economics, not on politics. From the day the government comes in, you start politicking up to the next election. Then this country will never address unemployment, will never address poverty, will never address hopelessness, will never address the youth agenda, will never address our women agenda, the PWD agenda, the men agenda. These days we have so many socio-economic challenges that must be addressed by parties that must not die after the general elections. Again, this issue of killing parties after general election, this is something that we make sure that this pre-coalition doesn't. We have a formidable party that exists for the futures of this country. I think the issue of gender is a requirement in the constitution. So, and we shall, we are the ones who are elected now in office. We could not have substituted any governor, because we are the governors. But in terms of making sure that the women, the marginalized, the PWDs, the youth, also part and parcel of this agenda, that will be a cardinal mandate for any party that wants to survive the 21st century politics as we move on.
We are proactively engaged in building broader consensus that will result in a formidable political vehicle for 2022. As leaders with keen interest on the future of our nation, we are hosting varied conversation with other leaders and political parties for the good of all of us. In particular, the Party of National Unity, PNU, and Ubuntu People's Forum, UPF, are in early conversation to build on their respective political advantage for the purpose of making positive change in our country. The future is greater when we are together. We shall be issuing a comprehensive statement on the progress in due course. God bless Kenya, and this statement is signed by Governor Kinyanjui, Governor of Nakuru City County, Governor Francis Kimemia, Governor of Nyandarua County, Governor Ndiritu Muriithi, Governor of Laikipia County, and myself, Governor Nyoro, Governor of Kiambu County. Thank you.